Hello, friends. Every recommendation I'm about to give you has been tested in the workshop where I'm at, so don't worry, this has a solution. If you ever start your Chevy Volt and suddenly see the message Service High Voltage Charging System, the first thing you probably think is, the big battery is broken, goodbye car, but relax and take a breath. In most cases, it's not as serious as it sounds, and often the car is just protecting itself. Basically, this message means the Volt detected something unusual in the high-voltage charging system and decided not to charge the battery for safety. It's not that your car wants to annoy you, it's more like saying, wait, I don't trust this. Better to limit myself before something worse happens. That's why you may notice the charging isn't working or the car accelerates more slowly when this happens. Now, the most common cause according to mechanics is something very simple, the battery coolant level. Yes, believe it or not, if the liquid that cools the battery is low or if the level sensor fails, the Volt gets nervous and triggers the warning. Some mechanics report that just checking and topping off the coolant makes the message disappear. In some cases, simply clearing the codes and driving a bit is enough to restore normal operation. If the coolant is fine but the warning still appears, the next suspect is the level sensor itself. Over time, these sensors can fail, give inaccurate readings, or have loose connectors. One mechanic found that replacing or reconnecting the sensor solved the problem without touching the battery or any other parts. Another important point that few people know, often the root cause lies in the control module software. The Volt has several modules that manage battery energy and propulsion. If the firmware is outdated or a module becomes misconfigured, the car might think there's a problem and trigger the message. Many mechanics recommend reprogramming the BECM and HPCM2 modules, which has been the definitive solution in many real cases. You also need to pay attention to wiring and connectors. Moisture, corrosion, or a loose connector can make the sensor work intermittently. Checking these connections is simple and can prevent unnecessary expenses. Finally, consider environmental conditions. Some owners report the message appears more often in extreme cold or heat. The system detects that the battery isn't in its ideal range and reduces power to protect it. Here, your Volt isn't damaged, it's just being cautious. So, what should you do before panicking? First, check and top off the coolant. Second, inspect the level sensor and its connections. Third, clear the codes with a scanner capable of handling persistent codes. And if the message persists, the recommended step is to update or reprogram the modules and check technical service bulletins for your model.